Okay, I'm getting ready to start cleaning up this door. First thing I'm gonna do is grind the paint off the outside. This is a Harbor Freight disc. It's polycarbon abrasive, carbide abrasive. I ain't got my glasses, so can't hardly see what it says. But I'm gonna use this to get the paint off the outside the door so I don't have to sandblast the entire door. That does a pretty good job. I'll clean all the paint off best I can, and then whatever I can't get, plus the rust, I will use a sandblaster in my little tent there. Okay, I'm gonna set this up so y'all can see. Put on my respirator to keep the dust out of my lungs and get to work. Yeah, I won't bore y'all with this entire process, but this gets it down past the paint. Still got some primer, which I'll use my DA to get all that off. Had some Bondo down here, but I will keep doing this and come back once I get it all complete. Okay, I went over the whole door except for the top with this grinder with this polycarbide abrasive wheel. So now I'm going to use my DA. This is a Craftsman that I've had since the early 90s. And I'm going to use this 3M 80 grit paper with my DA and work on getting the rest of the primer off. See bare metal in some spots, but a lot of this is primer. See what I can do about getting most of this off. This DA is real slow compared to that grinder, but it does a good job. Alright, so I will come back once I get some of this done. Okay, just to give you an idea how it's going and the difference it makes with the DA compared to the grinder. The DA does a lot better job at getting everything off smooth, but it takes a long time to go through paint, primer, and everything. This gets you a really good start. It gets all the paint and a lot of the primer off, then finish it up with the DA, and it turns out pretty good. All right, I'm gonna finish this up. All right, I finished up the door. I done all the way up to the crease here, which has got to be sandblasted there anyway. And I did these flat parts on each side. That's about the easiest parts to do with the DA. So now I'm going to do the sandblaster. See if you can see this with the light that I got out here. There's quite a bit of rust in this bottom. It's very thin. It's got holes in it here. I'm gonna sandblast that, and hopefully there's metal left when I get done. All right, we'll see you after the sandblasting is done. Yeah, I've got everything set up ready to sandblast, but I thought this might be worth mentioning. This is the driver's rear door hinges. When I take them off the car, driver rear top, driver rear bottom, I mark them. Before I sandblast them, I use my little stencil set and stencil that in there, because when I sandblast it, these marks are going to be gone. And if I have other hinges laying around, at least I can look at it and see what it was stenciled and where it goes. It may not matter, but I'd rather put them right back where they come from. So just thought I'd mention that. I finally sandblasted the entire door, got finished with it. It's taken me, I'd say, about 4 hours. A little sandblaster does a good job, but it's small and very slow. I OSFO'd it so it don't rust on me. See all the rust in the bottom? They don't make patch panels for 4-door cars. I can buy a patch for a 2-door car, and then I think I have to cut it, make it fit. It's like $167, so probably not going to do that. Figure some other way of fixing it. But I got this side OSFO'd. I don't have enough to do the outside of the door, so I'll buy some tomorrow and flip it over and do the other side. All right, I will show y'all once I get it flipped over, once this dries, and see what the other side looks like. Okay, I was going to show you that I got the door and the hinges OSFO'd to keep them from rusting. This is like the armrest structure. This is also part of the armrest. There's the hinges for this driver's side rear door. I'll show you the inside to see how many rust holes are in the bottom. And I talked about not wanting to buy the patch panel because it's made for a 2-door car. Tell you what my plan is for now. JB Weld. I'm gonna take the bottom of this door. Probably can't see it in the sun. But I'm gonna tape it up with painter's tape on the outside. Then I'm gonna go from the inside and put this JB weld in across the bottom of the door. Once it dries, I'll take my tape off. Then any of the holes that are supposed to be there, I'll put them back, and hopefully the JB weld will hold and kind of give me something to put body filler against and make it look normal. All right, I will show you when I get that done. Yeah, I got the bottom all taped up. So now I'm gonna mix up some JB weld and fill the bottom up. Try to cover up all them holes. All right, it's been a couple days since I put the JB weld on the door. You can see where some of it kind of bled through my tape here, but over here it turned out real smooth. These drain holes, there's 3 drain holes here, I've got to cut back out. Some of the holes I didn't get to, I didn't fill them in, so I will tape those areas back up. And there's a couple here that I didn't get. I'll take care of those, and I will grind this down smooth before I fill these in case there's some areas I got to fix here. And there's a couple areas there that's got to be fixed. But I think it done a pretty good job. I don't know if there's enough light in here to see. Nope. You can still see the daylight from those on the end. But I'll sand these down and show y'all how it turns out. Hey, just to show you what I may be using. I got my die grinder with a little flappy wheel, the flap disc. And I've got this belt sander I bought from Eastwood. I'm gonna see which one of these does a better job, and that'll be what I use. Okay, the first one I tried was the die grinder with a sanding disc on it. Seems to be doing a pretty good job. So I'm gonna use it, which I'm gonna put on my respirator just because of the dust. And mine is a full face. Dusty. This is 180 grit sandpaper I'm using right now. Trying to get that flat part down smooth. You may have to use something a little rougher, like some 80 grit. There's 3 drain holes here I talked about that I'm going to open up. There's 3 up here also, so I got to sand it down enough to see where those are so I can open those back up. And also, you can see over here there's little holes for the rubber seal. Those holes go all the way around, so I've got to open those back up also. Take quite a bit more sanding to get this down where I can tell where those are. Okay, I got this sanded down pretty good. I think it looks pretty smooth. I mean, better than it was. I can see one of the drain holes right here. I think this is the second one, but I can obviously see these 3. I'm gonna use this little off-brand Dremel tool, and this is a tungsten carbide bit. I know I don't need that to cut JB weld, but that's what I'm gonna use just to notch those back out. Got to see how far it goes, which I have to be careful. This metal's thin. See where I kind of notched it out a little more than it should have been with that carbide tip. But I don't know if it goes all the way to where the JB weld is or not. We'll see. Now that I got a hole there, I'll take this tip out, put something a lot less aggressive in, and maybe I won't eat metal up. I'm going to go to the next one and cut it open. got these 3 done. This one didn't turn out as well, the center one. Apparently it was a pretty big hole from rust, and it was mainly JB weld in that area. So it's kind of too high and odd shaped. But it's cheaper than a new door. So I got those done. Now I got to come back in and fill the other areas that I didn't get the first time. There's some there, some over here and here. I'll get that done, and then I'll let it dry and sand those down. And I still got to find all my holes for my rubber door seal. I may wait till I get a new door seal, because I know those little plastic pieces that go through the hole, the barred plastic piece, they'll be exactly where they need to be, and that way I don't start punching holes in JB weld and they're in the wrong spot. Okay, I got the door stood up on a sawhorse, and I've got tape on all the holes that I want to patch. And if I shine my light on the outside, I can see the holes through the tape. So that's what I'm going to do. I was finding all my holes. You can see how it looks inside with the JB weld. Maybe this light ain't so bright you can't see. Once I get it all done, I may sand it down a little bit to smooth it out, so any water that gets in there runs off easily. Okay, I'm gonna get my JB weld out and mix it up, start doing that. Okay, I've got all the JB weld that I mixed up spread around inside the door. Let's see if I can shine my light in there. I got everything patched. It got missed first time, so it'll take overnight for it to dry. Come back out here tomorrow and sand all that down and get it as smooth as I can. And then I'm gonna sand the door down from the OSFO, primer the door, the hinges. These 2 parts are part of the armrest. And the hinges for the passenger side front door are also ready to be primed. Got them sitting there, and I'll put it back on the car once the primer dries. But I'm gonna cut this video off here. It's been a while since I posted one, and when I make another video, I'll show primering that door and the hinges and putting the door on the car. I don't want to drag this one video out too long. But one thing that I did do, see, these are original bolts that hold the hinge to the door. These were in there so tight that I had to weld a washer and then a nut to the washer to get them out of the car. Because of this Phillips head, it's easy to strip them out. I went to my local Hall's Hardware and I bought the same bolt with Allen head. I know that's not factory look, but this is not going to be a show car. It's a 5/16 lock washer that I needed. They were out of stock, so this is the next size up. Doesn't fit right, but it's what they had. I'm going to use it for now till I can get the right washers. But I'm gonna use these on my doors, so if I ever had to get the hinges back off, maybe I'll have better luck with this Allen head. Okay, well I'm gonna stop this video for now and see y'all on the next one.